Mhm, mhm, mhm. All right, party people. What's going on with you? What's going on with you? Mm, mm, mm. And I know it might not be a whole lot of people in the live because y'all working and grinding today, but I figured I'd just slide on for a little bit for a quick live. I ain't gonna be up here too long. I know I always say that, and next thing you know, I'm up here forever. No, I got stuff to do, and my appointments got pushed back. I had 11:30, it's 11:10 now. I had 11:30 that got pushed to 2:30. And what's going on, Caprentice? Yeah, I know you be having a hard time catching them. Yeah, that's right. I did it just for you, lady. I did this live just for you. um, and I have to say right off the bat, I know I don't need to do this video, but I'm doing it for you. Those of you who plan on at some point in time entering the notary education space. You need to understand what's going on out here and how some of these folk are. And you have to have your guards up because there are people out here that will use you. You're thinking you're trying to do good, but they will use you for their own little thing. So it's like that out here. Okay. So there's a community post that I did where I posted the notary certificate training, the upcoming one that I got. Somebody who typically comments and things seem to be pretty cool made some statements on that post that I was like, was sort of throwing shade. And my man Caprentice, he's been here the whole time. He's seen those comments before, not necessarily the one that I'm talking about, but he's seen comments where somebody is like, "Hey, I like you, girl. Yeah, man, you cool, this, that, and that." But then they throw some little shade, slide comment and stuff. And I share this stuff with y'all because I just want y'all to know that if they do it to me, they'll do it to you. Um, and I know not everybody, thinks like me, cares. You be like, yeah, you say whatever you want and we'll never address it or mention it. But I'm the type I like to address it because I want y'all to be aware of what the heck is going on out here, and that in some cases you really can't trust these individuals. That sometimes they'll be cool with you up to a certain point, and all it takes is for you to do that much, and then all of a sudden they turn, or they think they need to turn on you for whatever reason. So I said, I made a video yesterday about it. And today I wasn't even gonna say anything, but somebody made a really, really nice comment. And with that comment, I was like, you know what? A lot of people don't, are new and don't understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So, oh man, what was the daggone comment? Oh, say, hey, Griff, don't take this the wrong way, but I'm surprised you have so much free content that you're not charging for. Time is money, but people don't understand that. And they're right. And here's the reason why I have so much free content out here is because when I first came into notary game, I didn't know what was going on. My first 2 years, 2.5 years, I was not on YouTube. I was not in private Facebook groups. I was just listening to one particular person. When I got on YouTube, all of a sudden, this whole world of notary training opened up. And what I found was that a lot of people was going to training, but they wasn't learning anything. And the way I found that out is that people was contacting me like they do now. And they like, hey, Griff, I'm trying to figure this out, figure that out. And I'm asking them, and sorry for looking down, but this is just an order that came in. I just got to tell them I'm not available. Um, and I'm sitting here like, didn't you learn this? Didn't you learn that? And they're like, well, no, this is what I learned. And 99% of the time it was marketing. Then it turned into, oh, I learned how to network. Then it turned into, I learned how to do Canva and I learned how to do Google My Business. And the whole time I'm like, but the problem that you have is that you don't understand how to do proper notarization. So for years, that's all I did was just talk about, you need to learn that, you need to learn that. And I and just so you understand, I'm the type, if I see an area that's sort of oversaturated, I don't want to mess with it. So I see the world of notary education is just completely oversaturated with a bunch of folk. Not that they're doing any good, but it's just like I don't feel like going through and trying to battle against all of this stuff that they're doing. I'm gonna just give you some content for free. And here's the thing: I don't know y'all. Y'all don't know me. So I think you have to build trust with people in order to gain, hey, what's going on, my man? One of the best apostille guys out there. So I so what I learned in business is that you have to gain trust with people. You have to show, and this is what I learned from John Maxwell, which I pointed that out last week during the Fritter Friday. You have to learn, you have to gain trust with people. So I said, well, what's the best way to gain trust with people is just to share and just give information out and let people know here's what the deal is. As soon as I started doing that, there were other notary trainers out here, people I didn't even know was in the space. I didn't know how deep they was in it. And all of a sudden I started getting all this comment like, hey, you're not charging for that? Nah. Why are you not charging for that? I'm like, it's just basic information. Why I need to charge? Come to find out, a lot of them, and here's the game. This is the notary training game. There are people, they're looking to have a conglomerate of individuals to be with who all have something to sell. Know what I'm saying? Not necessarily something that's good and positive and educational. It's something to sell. So their whole panel of people, when you look at these groupings, and I know right now y'all going through and y'all, all of them, every single speaker has something to sell you. They don't have just, they're not just up there. No, there you go, like that even. They're not just up there saying, hey, here's some basic information, here's some da 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 da. Thanks, have a great day. No, it's here's some information, this amount. But if you want more, like those videos I've been showing you with the guy, Terrell, he's talking about all the notary, all the different training people out there. I might have to pull him up real quick so y'all can see what I'm referring to and stuff. But you have people out here, they are giving you just enough to wet your whistle, and then they pull you in for something a little bit deeper, and you're like, what in the world? And it's like, you could have just told me that and I didn't have to pay for it. So the game is to get a group of people out there. So then the notaries who are like, oh, I can make money training, what they decided to do, hey, I'm gonna be a trainer. And then they get into the little groupings, and then from those groupings, they then like, I'm at the NNA, I'm at this conference, I'm at that conference, and they're constantly selling stuff. And if you notice the pattern, every year there's this whole group of, hey, we have these new things to sell. So the reason why I put out so much free stuff, and I'm just scrolling through trying to find my man videos, seem like they show up on my phone more so than on a computer. So what I've learned is that people just want to get some basic information, and they don't have a whole lot of money to spend because they've already spent money here, and they're constantly spending. And then what's going on, my man? He's out there in Chicago right now. And then they end up not having the money to actually run the business for us, buying equipment, paper, pens, what have you. So I said, well, I'm out here trying to do the business. So let me just help the people out. And 98% of the people I came across, they really didn't have the money at the time they met me. So it was hard for me to try to charge them. And I didn't feel good personally to charge somebody who just told me they paid $400 or $800 Like one lady, my goodness, she spent over 6 grand to get in the business out in Texas. Wonderful lady, husband, both of them are cool. I pray she's still in the business, but she's paid six grand with equipment, training, logos, all of that, and was struggling hard. And that kind of stuff, I have a hard time taking more money from people in that situation. That's just not me, because I wouldn't want anybody to do that to my family member. And as a man talking to a lot of the young ladies, I just didn't feel it would be right to extract more money out of the household of another man. Even if the young lady was married, she may have a boyfriend, her pops or whatever. Who knows? I just didn't feel that was right. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna just do it free as much as I can, give it to people, all of that. And I already knew that anytime I decided to say, okay, there's a charge for something, somebody, and I'm gonna just be straight with you. Typically, black people got something to say negative about it. I'm cool with you as long as I give you everything for free, even though you're spending money with all these other people and you're not calling those other people out. And I'm teaching y'all this and sharing this with y'all because majority of the people who watch me are black, and I know there's white and Asian and all of that. But many of y'all have the ability and have the talent and the heart to be notary educators. Not necessarily nationwide like the rest of them, but maybe just in your local area. You need to understand that some of them same folk you're teaching, some of them same folk that just sitting off to the side watching, would turn around and have something negative to say about you. Because some of y'all will start off for free and then all of a sudden you say, well, I do need to get compensated. And that's a part of business. Not everything you get compensated right off the bat. Okay, you don't. That's what you got to think called intern. People do internships and all this, that, and the other. People bragged about Mr. Bosley that worked with P. Diddy, how he did this, that, and then all of a sudden he turned into this big fancy guy. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be an intern. Everybody wanted to be an intern. There are times where you do have to sow seed and give to your community, to your own race, or to other races, or to other groups of people. There's times where you have to sow a seed. The problem is that the people receiving the seed or the people on the sideline watching you give out those free seeds, they're like, okay, yeah. And then the moment you get compensated, they now think you done turned into big pharma, big corporation, big whatever, and they get angry with you. Sometimes they're angry because, I didn't think of it for whatever reason. But there are times where you have to make a switch. And the thing is, if your heart is right, you'll know when to make the switch and you'll know the price to charge for that switch. And the people who you've poured into will understand and they'll be like, you know what? It's worth it. Because see, here's the thing. As a person, as an educator, as anybody who wants to be called an influencer, the first thing you have to do is build trust and sow into people and get them to see that you are somebody that is trustworthy and the information you have is valid and that you'll be there for them when they need you and not defer you off to a bunch of Facebook groups for a $49 a month charge, because that's what a lot of them are doing. See, if you want to fuss about something, fuss about that. I paid you $800, but when I ask you a direct question, you tell me go to a Facebook group that I got to pay $49 a month for. And then the people in there can't even answer the question straight. You might be a nice person, Mr. So-and-so or Miss So-and-so, but when I really need you, you're not there for me. So what I decided to do, I said, how can Griff be there for people? How can I be available to people and help them out? I know I can't answer every single phone call for 2-3 hours. I used to be on the phone that long with just one person, 2 or 3 hours, answering all the. So I said, let me do the videos. And if I put the videos out there and I say what I have to say, I might be wrong sometime, might be right, might misspoken, might got off the rabbit trail like I just now did off my original thought. But nonetheless, it's on tape, and then you can always refer back to it and say, hey, okay, well, you said this, and then you ask me about it. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Yep. Thank you for that. And then I turn around and correct myself for things of that nature. The key thing is when it comes to notary education, whether you're a person giving it or receiving it, it has to be applicable to the person. It has, as an educator, you have to be, it has to be applicable. It can't just be what you think you like. Well, I'm real good at marketing. Okay, good. But what is the need for that person who you're with? After they get the marketing, they still need to know how to properly notarize. And that's been the biggest problem we've had in this business is that the core of what a person really needs is not what most of these trainers are out here teaching. And what I've learned is that the majority of the people who actually get educated in how to properly notarize, they don't spend a lot of money and time trying to learn all that other stuff. Because once they see that they know how to they know how to do the notarizations properly, they off and running darn near 100% of the time. Because they're like, oh, this is all I got to do for is the documents, and I ain't got to sit here and try to explain and learn this. No, you don't. Excuse me. Okay, bet. And then they get in there and they start seeing, oh, this is what it's all about. Got it. And then they start finding ways to market themselves creatively without having to spend all that money on these made up courses that somebody has. Well, I've been told and learned that that interferes with folk making money by selling, hey, here's the dream. And they're selling you the dream, but they're not selling you the reality. They're not teaching you the reality. They're not giving you the foundation so that you can move when the opportunities come. And that's the part that's missing. So it doesn't matter whether somebody is paid for it or not. I don't have a problem with somebody getting paid. What I have a concern about is that you who are paying it, you're not getting what you really need so that you can go out here and make your money. The worst thing that can happen to a person is to pay for something and then they can't use that something to make money to take care of themselves. That's where that's what we got going on now in this country with all of the college degrees. People are going into college, spend 4 years, and then when they come out, I can't make no money. So I got something that's supposed to help me make money, but it's not able to make me money for whatever. It's like, man, then that's a waste of time. So I see that happening even in the notary space. People are spending time trying to learn how to do this business, but what they're actually learning, it does one thing for the most part, it gets them exposure to the opportunities. But when it comes time to actually doing the job of the notary, they're far from it. They're like, man, I'm way. Hold on one second. She said, I appreciate you helping me. The money I had, I brought the printer and scanner. Good job. Get ready. So I get the concern, and I get that what happens is that people hear me say stuff, and you just look at it in one lens. You're not listening to the whole video. You're not listening to the whole concept of what I'm saying. You just hear that, oh, Griff don't like trainers. No, Griff don't have a problem with trainers. Griff have a problem with bad trainers teaching you junk that you don't need, that ain't going to do you any good. It's that simple, because you would have a problem with a bad teacher, aka trainer, teaching your kid. Your kid is supposed to be the top baseball player in the state, or potentially could be, and get a full ride scholarship and get drafted into the majors at the age of 17 years old, making about $2 or $3 million just to be in a farm league. And the person who's training your kid is teaching them some bull jive. You will have a problem with that. So my thing is, and this here is for the 5th. Hold on one second. The 5th at whatever time it said. I don't even know what time it said. Oh, I got it. Okay, I got it signed. And it is at 5 o'clock in Chesapeake for $100. All right, cool. Cool. I don't know if y'all can. Ooh. People be thinking I be making up stuff. There you go. It has $100. All right, cool. That's on SnapDocs. So the point is, I want you to be educated properly. And for years, I've been calling for the TMCs. And I'm gonna just say it like this: for your Mark Wills, Bill Sorokas, Vanessa Terry's, Kendra Lewis, Ronnie out there, Notary Stars, um, whoever took over. I think Ronnie took over Carol Ray, the Laura Brewers, all of them. Hold on one sec. This is them calling me to confirm. Hey, Griffin Notary, how can we help you today? Man, doing good. Yep. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Quick question. I noticed you just said I clicked on purpose. So I guess notaries are clicking stuff not on purpose or what? Oh, okay. Because I noticed y'all did been calling to confirm, and I was like, well, I did click it, but I get what you're saying. I guess some of them click it and they don't really want the order, and they don't tell y'all, and then never show up. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Sounds good, my man. All right. Well, no problem. Understand. All right. Hey, thank you, sir. You have a good one. All right. All right, cool. That was sunshine. I just wanted to make sure. I was like, hey, y'all keep always confirm, calling after I hit the button. So they want to make sure you really did want to do it. So my thing is this: we are adamant that our sons, daughters get educated properly. Why aren't we doing that for ourselves? Now, I know most people will say, well, man, Grill, I'm new to this business. I don't really know what to expect. But you got a brain and you can sort of figure out, like, wait a minute. If I'm a notary, what is the job of a notary? And the person who you're talking to never tells you what really the job of a notary is. They just bragging about all this money they made. That's a red flag. It's the same red flag that you say, okay, well, how would my son go about um, getting in a position to get in a good college that has a good baseball program and an academic program and get in a position to where they can get drafted, into dot dot dot. Hey, look, they can make a lot of money and we're gonna go on this here and we're gonna get seen by this. And you're not answering the question. And see, this is what's happening is that y'all won't ask questions. And a lot of you are afraid to ask questions because you think this person has so much power and influence in the notary business that if you don't just and just submit to what they're telling you you need to do to be successful in this business. Okay, those just confirmation emails from them that you're never going to make it. And there are a lot of people who have made it in this business without listening to these folk. And they realize that when they did listen to them, they said, okay, man, you full of mess, or she's full of mess. But all these people here, I made a call. I'm like, and none of them who I just named are really deeply focused on teaching one of the areas that I deal with is the notary certificates. They teach you everything you need to know. They teach you about trying to market to title. They teach you about how to impress title and impress this person and impress that person. And they say, well, you should take it on your own to figure out how to do proper notarization. And I'm like, if you can take time out and figure out how to do proper notarizations, then can't you figure out the rest? If you're that smart and notarization is supposed to be the hardest thing, and if you have the ability and they have confidence in you to do it on your own, then why do you need them to figure out something as simple as how to market yourself, how to do Google My Business? So you're telling me that all of that stuff is more complex than the notary part of properly filling out notarial certificates. And if that's the case, then why so many notaries having that problem? Why are so many notaries struggling with understanding what goes in what's blank spaces on a notarial certificate? but yet they can get a Google My Business page up running in 3 minutes and get 5 phone calls an hour and make all this money with that. But at the same time, they can't do their job as a notary. And you, who I'm spending all this money with, you can't teach me that. You keep telling me, oh, well, I'm not in your state, so I can't teach you how to do your job in your state. But you can teach me everything else concerning the business. That's the part that I'm having a hard time with. So a lot of times what I do is I make statements, I call out, call out for us what the problem is, hoping that y'all will go back to your trainers that you spend all these hundreds and thousands of dollars with and say, hey, why don't you teach me this? Teach me that, teach me this, teach me that. It doesn't happen. Or if you do, they just block you and they just cancel you altogether and say, nah. But it still becomes a problem. Okay. It still becomes a problem because, hold on one sec. I got to put this on my calendar. I just thought about it so I don't get double booked. Oh, that's the 8th. That's the 8th at 4 o'clock. Hold on one sec. They just changed the time on me. The 8th at 4 o'clock. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes. All right. So that's the 8th at 4 o'clock instead of 5 o'clock. All right. During my day, this is what I'm dealing with on video. Calls coming in, this coming in, that coming in, trying to handle all of that kind of stuff. So when I see that people aren't asking the questions and they're not getting the answer, then I come up with a way to do it. If I can do it for free, I will. When it came to the notary certificate training, I was like, to properly do it, I'm gonna have to spend about 3 hours. And people who I take counsel with and ask for their advice, they all agreed that I should get this pay. And then the people who came to me about it, I said, okay. So I said, well, let me come up with something affordable. And that's where I came up with the price. One of the things I also learned, and I think some of you can agree, and if you understand this, what I'm about to say, type a 1 in the chat. If you've heard this or maybe agree with it, or if you disagree with it, put a 2. What I've learned from some people is that unless they're paying money for it, they don't take it serious. You can give them stuff for free all day long, but they won't take you as a person serious. They appreciate the free, but they won't take it for free. And they won't adhere to the information, the free information, like, okay, because they're like, well, I paid this money for this. So because I put money into this thing, it has more value than what you're giving me for free. That's what I've been told by a lot of people. Okay. And I'm sitting here and I ain't gonna lie to you, it sort of hurt my feelings because I'm like, but I'm giving you this for free. And then what I was also told was, well, Griff, man, your video's too long. And then I'm finding out that people cannot take time out of their day to look at a 20-minute, 30-minute, or even an hour video that's teaching them what they need to know. Now they'll listen to some bull junk about, Meg the Stallion or the lead attorney or the angry man or the red pill, blue pill, or Tasha K and all of that. They'll look at that Breakfast Club for 17 hours straight. They'll look at that. But when it comes to, or the Shade Room, they'll look at that stuff beyond the 5-minute brain limit that they say. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but this is what people have shared with me. And I'm sitting here like, man, but I said, you know what? I got a mission. I can't teach you what you need to know in 5 quick minutes. That's why people love to get on TikTok. Hey, now buy my course. Hey, now buy my course. Hey, now buy my course. That's all. That's the game plan. Get on TikTok, get up there, give you a quick and then pull you in. And that's the problem that people are running into. And it's like, we got to get into the mindset of long learning, LONG learning, not this short learning, because the long learning is what's going to give you the foundation for growth. You spend 12 years in school, 4 years in college, and then you get out here as an adult and you want to learn stuff in 4 minutes or less, or sometimes 5 minutes or less. And if it's not taught to you in 5 minutes or less, then you don't think it's valuable. And if somebody give it to you for free, then it's like, well, I mean, if it was all that, somebody would charge, you would be charging for it. So I said, okay, let me charge for it. And then I guess because I don't charge high enough fee, I don't get a whole lot of people. So, and then you got these people that like to pocket watch too. And a lot of times that's what the main issue is. They're trying to pocket watch on what I'm doing. And I sit back and I'm like, man, y'all missing out. Some of these folk are literally missing out. I get folk contact during the pandemic, during the shutdown. I got so many people contacting me about going back into being a notary. And I said, all right, well, look, with my schedule, this, that, and the other, I say, look, I set aside time where we can meet. And I said, for $10, for 30 minutes, we can just talk all as much as you want, answer any questions, this, that, or the other. Never heard nothing from them. I get called, hey, I need this, that, and the other. Because see, here's the thing. Another reason why I did the the $10, 30-minute one-on-one question and answers, not a mentorship thing. It's a question and answer, is because my orders have increased. And I've gotten, and as y'all heard, y'all seen that I have to drive like 2-3 hours away sometimes. So I don't have the time to focus on, okay, let me just talk to you. And then I'm in rural areas where I don't have cell connection and all of that. A lot of the people that contacted me, they are working, so they can't really talk. So I'm like, okay, the only time y'all available is in the evening. So what I did was I said, well, I won't take any orders in the evening so I can make myself available to people. Tuesday through Thursday, this is signature closers. This is the 3rd at 2:00. And I think I am available. I don't know if I'm gonna get it. Somebody might have beat me to it. Ah, shoot. I missed something there. I missed it. So so that's what's going down. So I'm like, I want y'all to have the best. You should want to have the best. But we got to step our game up. So it doesn't really matter whether something is for free or for pay. The question is, does it solve the problem that you have in your life? If the problem you have in your life is that you hold on one second. If the problem you have in your life is that you don't understand this thing here, then that's what you need help with getting resolved. The question is the training that you're getting for free or for pay solving that problem? So you have to identify what your concern is. And when people contact me, they say, well, Griff, I'm concerned about making a mistake in the documents. My question to you is this. Oh, yeah. And my lady here, yeah, she was in the class, had a great time. Thank you for coming. The first question is, what are you concerned that you're going to do wrong when it comes to these documents? What people tell me is, oh, I'm concerned that I'm going to miss a signature. I got a video on that. I'm concerned I might not know where to stamp it. I got videos on that. I don't know how to get the documents together. I got a video on that. Over 80% of the time, people, I tell them to look at the video. That video, like a lot, that like 20, 30 minutes. Can you just tell me? I said, I can tell you something audibly over the phone, but I got a video that's showing you the process. I can tell you audibly over the phone about recognizing what to stamp, but I got a video that shows it that you can look at over and over. So we got people that don't want to take time out to learn what they want to learn. They just want it quick, quick, quick. And they're missing out. And then they go spend money on something that don't teach them anything whatsoever. And then out of that 80% of people who don't really want to look at the videos, maybe 30% end up going back and contact me like, yeah, I went and looked at the video. Okay, now I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, it helped me out. And I'm like, that's why I put it there. And I tell people all the time, what I tell you on the phone is what I would tell you that's in a video. And I don't understand this concept. And I'm trying to help y'all to understand that however you start in business, and it shouldn't be this way, people will try to lock you into that. If you want to give stuff for free, people get mad at you or get concerned and say you should be paid for all of your time. If you start charging people for stuff, then they say, well, why aren't you doing anything for free? It's like, make up your mind. Make up your mind. And one of the things that I get concerned about is that people tend to try to control somebody who they don't personally know. Now, I don't take offense to the comment that the person left whatsoever. I do not take offense to that whatsoever, and I understand. But one of the things that we're missing here is that every human being functions differently. Their belief system, whether spiritual or non-spiritual, who they are, the way they've been brought up, determines how they interact with people and whether they feel that they should be compensated financially for something or not. And what you have to do is learn to respect that. There are people out here who charging for stuff that they really shouldn't be charging for, but I'm like, all right, that's you. And then I go and do the same thing. And if I feel that I want to do the same thing for free, it's my prerogative. It's no different than in sports. There's some people that'll pay $240 million for a quarterback, and then there's others that be like, I only give them $3 million. That's that person's prerogative. If it blows up in their face, that's on them. What we have to learn is to respect one another's decision to do things the way we're doing them. And as long as what we're doing is not causing hurt and harm to a person physically, spiritually, financially, mentally, we should be good. But if what we're doing is causing that kind of issue, then we need to not do it. See, instead of worrying about whether somebody's getting paid or not, the question is the content of what you're sharing valuable enough? Is it hurting people? Is it really helping people to go in the direction that they want to go into? Like within the Black community, we always talk about the content of the character that Martin Luther King said. So is the content of what you're saying, which should reflect your character, is it really benefiting this person? Is it really? Because if it's not, I can say, oh, that's gone already. Somebody took that one. If some if what you're saying can help me out, then great. If it's not, then that's a problem. So I'm more concerned about, is what you're doing and saying beneficial to the people who are receiving it? It's no different, just like in church. It's just like in education. The person who's up here running their mouth, and it has to be beneficial. This isn't about being notary of the year or notary influencer of the year, all these accolades. All of that's cool. But is what you're really sharing with me beneficial? And then when I call and ask you for help, are you cussing me out? And y'all know that I will look. I don't even know if I should ask y'all to tell me, have y'all, well, I will say this. Put a 1 in the chat if you have been cussed out by a notary trainer that you asked for help, or you know somebody who has been cussed out or fussed at behind asking for help from somebody they don't pay money to. I just put it on there because I know, because I get the phone calls all the time that this person fussed at me, this person cussed me out, this person blocked me. You ain't got to say who it was. It might not even been you, but you might have heard about it. Those things happen. And if you are a true educator, why would you get angry when somebody asks you a question? Why would you block them? Why would you run from helping them? If you are truly an educator and that is what your heart is for, and the information you have is really built to help them, then when somebody has a small issue with fully understanding what you're saying, you have no problem with helping them get clarification. And how can you trust unless you done did some type of training with these other people? You should not farm them off on people that they don't really. It's like, okay, yeah, go over there and ask Earl. Well, who the heck is Earl? Oh, Earl, he's a good guy out there in Montana. Well, I'm over here in Texas. I need help. Well, Earl could probably help you. No, 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 no. You're the notary educator. I don't want to talk to no what they call it, resident assistant or teacher's assistant or student assistant, whatever you call them. No, I need to talk to you. And I need you to help me understand this because you're the one teaching it. And when you have people that's unwilling to do that, that's a red flag. That is a red flag. And here's the thing, being in the notary teaching or any kind of educational space, that comes with the territory. So yeah, I do spend a lot of time that y'all don't see off camera answering questions, letting people call me so they can vent over some problems that they had. Like yesterday, somebody called me and they was having a problem with the signing, I mean, with the title company telling them, oh yeah, we have an update to the documents. And then they go to an office mac thinking that they're just going to print 1 or 2 pages or whatever. And it's the whole loan packet again. And because of that, they then turn around and mess around and miss out on another order that they was booked for and get fussed at by that company for running late because the one that they're dealing with is doing some bull jive. Now, can I solve that problem? Can I? There's really nothing I can do, but I can be an ear and allow that person to get this off their chest so that they, when they go into their next appointment, they're not carrying that frustration. Those are the things that I do for people, and I don't charge people money for that. Now, somebody want to give me something, that's cool, but I don't ask for it. I don't require it. It's not necessary because if we're supposed to be this notary family, then we need to be there for one another. And my heart, and the thing that breaks my heart the most is that all these people that want all this money from us, when we really need them, a lot of them aren't there for us. If you call me, I'm gonna text you back. If I can't answer the phone, you're going to get help. And many of you, at some point in time, you may not do it the way I do it, but you're going to find your pathway to helping notaries. I think y'all going to start locally, and then it may span beyond your local area, your state area. But you're going to have to find a way to help them. Or when you do find that way to help them, just understand that sometimes people don't appreciate it. Some people just want to control how you do things. They may be jealous or whatever. And they might just have this idea that everything should be free and nobody should charge for anything. And the moment you get paid for it, you're just a corporate giant and you're just, but them same people won't go after the ones who are corporate giants. They won't go after the people who are taking advantage of folk. And guess what? They's probably done spent money with them and spending money with them. What's going on, babe? That's my wife. Hey, so I know I didn't have to do this video, but I like historical record to have something. I like thing have things on record because things pop back up over and over again. Over and over again. Sometimes look at the comment section of my video. You got people coming at me like I don't know what. Like my man Dennis here, he he needed some help. Okay, the 10th at 10 a.m. Hold on. All right. My answer to that is yes. Okay, cool. They're going to have a witness, $70 on SnapDocs. Did I get it? And the survey says yes. As it says right there, you've been assigned. All right. And that's them giving me the order. All right. So, and then throw this on my calendar so I don't. My ultimate goal is doing this, doing orders and making money that way. Because as we see, people are fickle. Yeah, Griff, you're cool people as long as you do it for free. Oh, Griff, you need to charge more. I'm like, what the heck on? Okay, this is the 5th at 5 o'clock. Is it said 5? No, 8:30 in the morning. I might, depending on. Nah, cause see, oh, that's a Friday. My wife. Yeah, I can do that. Bump it, cause she don't have anything on the calendar. All right, so all right. This is what I want y'all to be able to get to the point where y'all getting orders and y'all taking them in and see what all this here bull jive people talk about. Oh, there's no orders out there. Nobody can mix. No, there's orders out there depending on where you're at. And let me put this on my calendar so that I don't. Boom. All right. So that's on my calendar. And let me change this color so I know that I have not confirmed that appointment. Boom. So this is what I want from y'all. I want y'all to make sure that whoever's training you, whether it's me or anybody, that you talk to them, you ask them questions. I got a video out there, questions you need to ask your notary trainer before spending money with them. And I've had people give me the fifth degree on stuff. All right, that is a house inspection that came in. This is what I do. This is where I make my money from, not the training. But you need, just as I had to ask questions of these people who want my money for training. What do you need from me? What are you going to teach me? You need me. Okay. Are you going to be there for me when it's over? And if you're too, and to me, if the trainer has gotten themselves to the point where they're too big to help everybody out individually, I get it. Then you got to find a way. And that's why I do the videos. I have thoughts, I have ideas, people talk to me about stuff, and then I do a video about it. So it'll be out here. So then, okay, I know I can't always be on the phone with every single person all day long because I got to do work to make money. And I don't feel that I need to be charging people for a quick 5-minute call. But if I do a video that it gives you the answer to that, then I just need you to look at the video, but you won't look at the video. So you want to talk to me just to tell you what I already said in the video. That doesn't make sense. And then you're not going to remember 85% of what I said audibly on a phone call, but then that 85% of what you're not going to remember is 100% in the video. This is what we got to get into. We got to start requiring people who are going to educate us to be there for us. And if they can't, then come up with something. Then take my questions, take all the questions and do a video and teach, whether it's behind a paywall or not. I don't care. But this is what we got to start doing. And y'all got to start asking people and holding them people who want your money accountable. And if you're going to these conferences and stuff, don't feel pressure into buying everybody's course. Don't feel pressured into buying everybody's mentorship program or whatever program. You don't have to. You can sit there and hear about, okay, yeah, and then investigate and look into it. But if you don't want to take time, you think, okay, I spend my money, you can get it, then that's on you. That's completely on you. Okay. So I know I didn't have to do this video. And I appreciate everybody's support. And I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, whether for free or for pay. And anything I do for pay is going to be more value than what it's worth. Because I have this young lady right here, my wife, she's not going to let me overcharge anybody. And it's not even in my heart to do that. She don't overcharge people, even her, but we talk about the pricing all the time. Hey, you think this is a fair price? This, that, and the other. We talk about it. For what I do, what she does, because we understand how hard it is for people. We know people are struggling out here. And you want value for what you spend your money on. And my goal is to give everybody the most value that I can, whether you pay for it or not. And if I've done that, then I'm good. I'm good because I'm not looking to depend on being the money from the notary community for its training as my sole source of income, because we have a problem in the notary community that there are so many trainers and educators and influencers and this, that, and the other, and there's not enough notaries. People come into the business TikTok is full of them. And I guess they don't like me on TikTok. I don't know. I don't care. But you got all these people on TikTok that's been in the business a few months, and next thing you know, they can tell you everything there is about the notary business. That's what pushed me into doing what I'm doing now. I'm listening to people talking about, yeah, I've been in the business 3 months and I can tell you everything you need to know. How the heck can you tell anybody anything when you never ran a business before? You never done any education or teaching at all in your private life. Your job won't even let you teach the daggone table of contents in your operational manual. You stand up there. I'm gonna read it. Nah. You can sit down, dude, lady, sit down. Your own job won't even let you teach anything. They won't even let you teach Sunday school. And then you become a notary and you all of a sudden you this master educator and don't know jack. I'm sorry. But that was the heck's going on out here. Because we got some straight up lazy mofos out here, as Shannon Sharp would say. You got some lazy people out here that don't want to do the work of a notary, but they want all the notaries' money to teach them how to do the work, but they themselves don't want to do the work. And then when they do teach you how to do the stuff, they're teaching you wrong, making you charge wrong and all that kind. It's like, come on, get your facts together before you start telling me how to get mine together. That's why you got to fact check these suckers. That's why I know some of the people mad at me on TikTok because I'm sitting here, I'm like, really? Are you really telling people to charge these fees that you can't even charge yourself? And don't get caught up in the fact that it's a black man or a black woman or a white woman, white man, or who, just because they look like you, just because they're good looking and they talk all woo, 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 and they come across all eloquent, and you're thinking that, okay, they got my best interest. How long? Well, I'm finishing my first year in the business. I'm finishing my second year in the business. I mean, what I've been in it. I've been a notary for 6 years, but I really ain't really done much. I ain't really done much. And now I feel like I want to do something, and I want to teach you too. Well, how long have you been doing this something? Oh, about 2 or 3 hours. Let's be real. Brother Jones all of a sudden said he got a calling from the Lord. Would you be expecting him to be pastoring the following Sunday? Heck no. It's just so-and-so all of a sudden talking about she got a calling from the Lord. Would you be expecting her to be called prophetess all of a sudden? So how in the world can you expect somebody who just finally decided to get off their butt and try to be an entrepreneur, finally get into something, and then they're going to tell you, hey, let me teach you because I know. And all they're doing is taking something from somebody else who got more experience than them and just regurgitating it back to you. That's what they're doing. And they're doing it to the point that you get caught up into the ever repeatable cycle of spending your money where you really shouldn't be spending it. And you end up like my man here.
You just bought the YouTube Faceless Automated Millionaire for Life Package, Mastery Academy. Oh, I already know you are going to be successful because you've already made the first step. Taking your bank card out, punching in your bank numbers, and processing that 885. Thank you. Now I'm going to show you how I've made $150,000 on YouTube. All I do is take other people's content and repost it. Yep, and I don't even have to show my face because it's not mine. Now I haven't seen any money quite yet, but I am on my way. Thanks to your 885. Now, if you want to know if I ever made any money for real, buy my next course for $3,000. Yo.
Welcome, and thanks for buying. buying a success course. You've already made a step towards better in your life by purchasing this course. I promise you. I'm going to tell you all the steps that I took to be successful. And the first one was I didn't give up. I didn't give up. I knew what I wanted, and I went for it. You know what I mean? And like, even when I thought to myself, nobody's going to go for this, I was like, nobody's going to pay $200 for a video to listen to me say vague and loosely relatable blanket statements about believing in yourself. But here you are $200 later, and here I am $200 richer because of you. And it's like a win-win, because it's like, you know, the more I go up in profit, the more you go up in success. And that's just how that works. It goes hand in hand. And I can tell you even more about that in the next course. So you buy that one, then it's like you made another step towards your success. The more courses you buy from me, the more successful you're going to be. You see how that rhyme? Because it's facts. And it's like a ladder, bro. It's like the more courses you buy,
Welcome to the Create Your Own Online Course AI Millionaire Extravaganza Mastermind course. Now, this course is going to be super easy, and I'm going to tell you how. The first thing you do is go to ChatGPT and type in how to create a course. From there, you copy and paste whatever they say. Then go to Canva and create an ebook cover and put it over top of it. Then after that, then I don't really know what to do after that, bro, to be honest with you. Because to be honest with you, like I kind of got that idea from somebody on the YouTube ad, but I don't know if it really worked. But shoot, you try that out though, man. And if it worked, spin the block, man. Let me know how it work out, and then that'll let me know that I can try it. Welcome.
This is the roller coaster we're going on. Oh man, I'm serious. This is the roller coaster. So there's another order coming in for the 6th, and that's Saturday. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that because I'm doing the training. So I just let them know I can't do that. The 6th at noon, $75. I am not available. So let me get on out of here, y'all. This is what we're going through. Let me put his link in there. I'm gonna just drop the Instagram link in there so y'all can go look him up and everything. But this guy is sharing what the heck is going on, to the point that some of them people got his videos taken off of TikTok. So I've been saying this for umpteen dozen years. And this young man, and I love him. I'm serious. I love what he's doing. And he got a wonderful wife and kids, and they go to church and all that good stuff. He's a drummer and all. The dude is phenomenal. So y'all go over there and shout him out and tell him that I sent you, because I told him I was going to be sharing this stuff. So y'all say, hey, man, I saw you on Griffin Notary. Let him know, because I want him to get as much play as possible on here. But this is what they're teaching out here. They're just taking stuff from other people, making it up, and then repurposing it back to you. And then because you won't ask any questions, you're thinking, okay, cool. And then you get it. Oh, man. His IG name. Let me type it in here. Thanks for asking me that. All right. TYRRANCEMILL. Boom. There he is. TYRRA. Yep, I typed it right. That typing class paid off. But this is what's going on out here. And I'm trying to get y'all to understand that as a business owner, this is the first thing that I learned as a business owner. You have every right to question anybody who wants money from you. Okay? Now, it's a difference between questioning them about what they're teaching you to ensure that it's value versus putting them down for even charging. Okay? That's why I sort of got upset, because I'm like, dude, whoever this person was on my community post, you're trying to put me down. You're not even saying that I'm doing anything wrong. And I've been doing this class for like 4 or 5 months now. And you just not coming into it and putting and throwing shade at me. and saying I'm just like them. I'm like, dude, but do that. Get your facts together. I don't have a problem with you coming at me. Just have your facts together. Because when I come at people, I have my facts together, and y'all know that. So that's the thing. And once I learned that, I'm like, okay, if I think what you're teaching me is some bull job, either I'm going to talk to you about it, or I'm just going to be like, I'm out. It's one of the two. But if I don't, but see, here's the thing. You still got to define what it is that you're trying to learn. And you cannot use the cliche of, well, just teach me everything. Because when you say that, that opens you up to get scammed. The moment you say, well, just teach me everything I need to know, that is such a broad scope that they can teach you whatever. They can say whatever they want to you, and you'll be like, oh, I don't know. That ain't what I really want to know. But you said teach you. You didn't give them a timeline. You didn't verify a timeline. You just opened yourself up wide. I'm like, teach me everything that I need to know. Okay, I think you need to know this. And then for my next course of what you need to know, and then my next course, and my next course, and my next course, and you done got caught up into that, and then you come across Griff, and you ain't got no money, so Griff does it for free. But then if he does charge, then you get mad, and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, okay, cool. And lastly, I would say anybody who don't like anything that a person is doing out here for is educating and trying to help notaries out, put something together yourself. Put something together yourself. They ain't gotta listen to me. I can shut this whole thing down like that and still be making my money. Y'all see what I'm getting. Y'all see I'm doing. Griff doing fine. I'm getting orders left and right. That's a none. Okay, that one's gone. Sorry about that. And I already picked up that house inspection, so I'm good there. And that's just a verification code. All right, cool. I'm good to go. And I did get that order for 8:30 in the morning. So no, I ain't gonna shut down. But what I'm trying to get people to understand is, and this is all I've done. And even some of these TMCs out here, they saw a gap, they saw an area where they thought they needed to be helped. And the problem is some of them lost their way. And they got caught up. And when you start seeing all of this money coming in, and then you start seeing people desperate and willing to pay you instead of $40 like what I'm charging, they'll pay me $200. Oh, they'll pay me $400. Shoot. That notary stamp I got, I don't need that no more. I don't need that no more. It's gone. I'm gonna do this, pump that, and there's no accountability. If I'm paying somebody, and here's what I would suggest: if you need to decide if I'm paying somebody this dollar amount or more, there has to be a level of accountability. And if you don't have them being accountable, you gotta learn log into BankServe to download my documents. They just said they came. If you aren't willing to hold people accountable, you can't blame anybody but yourself. So set your price. Is it $500? Is it $200? Is it $5? Whatever the case may be. And all right, cool. This is all the documents for them. You need to set your price and say, if I'm paying this or more, I want a certain level of accountability. And if you can't give me that, then I'm not going to mess with it. But if you're going to want a level of accountability, then you need to make sure you know what you need to be trained in. If you really want to learn how to explain documents, which that's legally not what you need to be doing, then you need to make sure that they do it and be willing to suffer the consequences of you doing something that you legally ain't supposed to be doing. If you want to understand how to properly notarize, then you need to talk to them and say, "Are you going to teach me that?" Well, no, I don't deal with that. Okay, you can get my $500. But I can teach you this other stuff. Now you got to say, okay, well, is it more important for this other stuff to be taught to me or learning how to properly notarize? The information is in the description. So that's what you have to do. That's what I've done in my life and everything. And I said, and that's the website, notary certificate training. And that's what I said. I need to figure out for myself what's the most important thing that's going to help me to grow my business. That's what I had to ask myself. And then you operate off of that. You're not asking yourself the right questions. You're not giving yourself any answers, and you're afraid to make a decision because you don't want to be wrong. I get it. But that's a part of entrepreneurship. If you need one-on-one help, this isn't mentoring. This is just Q&A right there. You can go there and you'll see it. So I'm all about helping people. And I'm okay with people having comments and this, that, and the other. Just know that I'm going to respond back. You respond with your facts, I'm going to respond with my facts. And if anybody ever want to hop on live and have a conversation, it's because if somebody, where I always said it is this, if you really think that I'm that incorrect, I'm that wrong, I'm that out of pocket with what I'm saying or doing, then we need to have it live so we can talk amongst us to the whole notary community and make sure that everybody gets the truth and not just hold it off in a corner somewhere. If I'm that jacked up, then I need to be corrected publicly. And I have no problem with that whatsoever. But nobody don't want to have that conversation. They just want to drop off comments and run and don't want to validate and back up their stuff, what they say. They just want to be like, hey, I think you're a bum, or I think you this, or I think you that. Throw shade, and then I guess I'm supposed to change my whole life because of that. If I'm going to change my life, then I got some questions to ask about it. That's how things work. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Been up here a little more than an hour. And I'm out. All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace.